Okay, ladies, if you'd like to finish off with your sprints. And then we can get underway for this morning's session. I'd like to welcome you all to the Aquatic Centre here in Manchester on day 2, session 3 of the Swim England North West Winter Championships for 2018. These championships can only take place with the freely given time and efforts of our volunteers, and the organisers would like to thank them for their hard work before, during and after the swimming to ensure that the events are as trouble-free as possible. Thanks is also given to the management and staff of the Aquatic Centre here in Manchester for their cooperation and support. The Aquatic Centre is a no-smoking venue, which includes the use of electronic cigarettes. And to protect the environment, we ask that all rubbish be placed in the litter bins provided, whether on poolside or in the spectators' gallery. And for the safety and comfort, we advise that you should not leave any property unattended, as the centre staff will remove anything that is left unattended. In the interest of fair play, we ask that you switch off or set to silent any mobile phones or pages. If one should actuate or sound at the start of the race, it may jeopardise a competitor's position. We also ask for silence and no flash photography once the swimmers have been called to their blocks. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the poolside our team of technical officials. Our referees for this morning's session are Colin Iverson and Helen Whittle. And our starter for this morning is Helen Smith-Ward. Officials, please take your seats. And the competition will start in a few moments. First event for this morning is event 301, which is the men's 100 metres individual medley. And there are 3 heats. And as usual, we start with heat number 1. And so in this first heat of this morning's session, we have in lane 1 Sean Penter from Droylsden, lane 2 Ethan Wright from Winsford, lane 4 Adam Frost from Satellite, 5 Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, 6 Pierce Greening from Cockermouth, and in lane 7 Toby Hill from Prescott. As we come to the end of the breaststroke leg, it is Adam Frost from Pierce Greening and Alex Watkinson. As we wait for the confirmation of the results, and there we have it as we move on to Heat 2. Go in Heat 2, Frankie Docking-Smith from Chester in lane 1, Alex Thompson from City of Liverpool in 2. Billy Dewhurst from Preston in lane 3, Robert Cowley from City of Manchester in 4, Zach Fielding from Crewe Flyers in 5. Ellis Cleworth, City of Liverpool in 6, and Jack Smith from Cockermouth is in lane 7. It's Billy Dewhurst. End of the backstroke leg. And that's just changed slightly as Robert has come through. He's going to take this one. It's going to be very, very close for second. It goes to Billy Dewhurst and then it's Zach. Takes the third place, and we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. There we have it as we move on to our final heat, Heat 3. This Heat 3, lane 1 from Bolton Metro, we've got Thomas Duxbury. Lane 2 from Winsford, Jay Cushion. Lane 3 from Wigan Best, James Cross. Lane 4, City of Manchester, Sam Horrocks. Lane 5, Thomas Payne from City of Manchester. 6, Rhys Cambridge Hughes, Trafford Metro. And 7, Luke Adams from City of Salford. It's Sam Horrocks from Thomas Payne. These two well clear of James Cross in lane 3. Wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it as we move on to our next event, which is event 302, which is the women's 200 metres breaststroke. There are 3 heats. Heat 1.
In lane 2, we have Jessica Murray from the City of Salford. In lane 3, Abby Winstanley from Cockermouth. Lane 4, Jennifer Green from Wigan Best. Lane 5, Rachel Hornby from Wigan Best. And in lane 6, Isabel Forrest from Pioneer 79. All in the line at the moment. Rachel just touching first. As we come up to the 100-metre turn, Rachel has the lead of 2 or 3 metres, followed by Isabel and then Jennifer. Rachel seems to have extended her lead. Turns for the last 50. Followed by Jennifer and Isabel. Coming down the last length, Rachel has got this one sewn up. Coming through in lane 3, fairly close, but it looks like lane 6 has got it. Isabel. Yep. Just wait for confirmation of that result. There you have it. We now move on to heat 2.
This heat 2. In lane 2, we have Madeline Bailey from Wigan Best. Lane 3 is Jess Procas from Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 4, Hannah Sheehan, Wigan Best. Lane 5, Lucy Canavan, Aqua Bears. Lane 6, Sophie Huggan from Cockermouth. And in lane 7, Emily Dobbin from Bebington. Through 50 metres, it was Hannah Sheehan, 35.08 from Lucy Canavan. These two are just about stretching out a slight lead. In fact, Hannah probably having the same amount of lead as Lucy has over Jess Procas. Jess is just about a body length lead over the other 3 swimmers. So it comes into turn 5. She's stretching out this lead all the time. She comes down into the 150 turn. Still Lucy managing to maintain that slight lead she has over Jess Procass. Hannah stretching that lead out now to about 5 meters. She's going to come down into the finish. Take the win from Lucy Canavan and Jess Procass. And with all the swimmers in, we'll just wait for the confirmation of the result. Still wait for that result. And there we have the confirmation as we move on to Heat 3.
We have the finalists for the men's open 100 metres individual medley in the 16 years and under age group. Frankie Docking-Smith from City of Chester, Alex Thompson from City of Liverpool, Ellis Cleworth from City of Liverpool, Pierce Greening from Cockermouth, Jack Smith from Cockermouth, Jay Cushion from Winsford, Ethan Wright from Winsford, and Thomas Duxbury from Bolton Metro. Reserve finalists are Luke Adams from City of Salford and Toby Hill from Prescott. In the 17 and over age group, the finalists are Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, Billy Dewhurst from Preston, Robert Cowley from City of Manchester, Sam Horrocks from the City of Manchester, and Thomas Payne from City of Manchester. Adam Frost from Satellite, Zach Fielding from Crew Flyers, and James Cross from Wigan Best. Reserves finalist is Rhys Cambridge Hughes from Trafford Metro. Head coaches and team manager, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not intend to compete.
As we come down to the 150 turn, it's Emma Day and Denisa Elena Gugu well out in front, probably around about 3 or 4 meters over Olivia Clare. But down this final 25, it's going to be a race to the finish. As we come underneath the flags, it's going to be Emma Day from Denisa Elena, and then Olivia Clare. As that brings us to the end of event 302. Next event is event 303, which is the men's open 100 meters butterfly. There are 4 heats. We start with heat number 1. And in this first heat of the men's 100 metres butterfly in lane 1, we have Samuel Ellis, City of Liverpool. Lane 2, Evangelos Zinarianos from the City of Liverpool. 3, Alex Keegan from Garston. 4, Ruben Robotham Keating, City of Manchester. 5, William Fidalgo Hull from Cockermouth. Zach Smith-Shelley, Burnley Bobcats in lane 6. Cal McKenna from Leyland Barracudas in lane 7. And Ethan Naisbitt from Pioneer 79 down here in lane number 8. It's Alex Keegan who has the edge over the rest of the field. It looks as though second place might go to William Fidalgo Hull. It does, with Ruben finishing in 3rd place, but we'll wait for confirmation of the result as we wait for Ethan. Now we shall wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we have it as we move on to heat number 2.
We have the finalists for the Women's Open 200 metres breaststroke in the 16 and under age group. Lucy Dixon from City of Salford, Jess Procas from Carlisle Aquatics, Lucy Canavan from Aqua Bears, Rachel Hornby from Wigan Best, Olivia Clare from City of Manchester, Jennifer Green from Wigan Best, Emma Dixon from City of Manchester, and Isabel Forrest from Pioneer 79. The reserves are Abby Winstanley from Cockermouth and Emily Dobbing from Bevington. In the 17 and over age group, Denisa Elena Gogu from City of Manchester, Emma Day from City of Manchester, and Hannah Sheehan from Wigan Best. Head coaches and team manager, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not intend to compete.
First 25, Ewan Wilson from City of Salford. Turning first from Thomas Dugdale and Alex Watkinson in the centre lanes. Adam Jones, City of Manchester in lane number 6. He's going well, staying with Ewan. Through the first 50, 27.31, 27.81 between Adam and Ewan. The 75 turn, it's Alex Watkinson, fantastic turn off the wall, has come through to take it. 58.15 from Ewan Wilson and Adam Jones. We have confirmation of the result as we move on to heat number 3. 1 from City of Chester. We've got Connor Hone and his teammate Frankie Docking-Smith in lane number 2. Jay Cushion from Winsford is in lane 3. Jamie Ingram, City of Manchester, in 4. And his teammate Thomas Payne in lane number 5. City of Liverpool's Ellis Cleworth is in 6, with Benjamin Haber-Strong from Burnley Bobcats down here in lane number 7. And it's our 2 City of Manchester swimmers. Well out in front. 5 metres in front of Ellis. That'll be the 1, 2, 3. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. There we have it as we move on to heat 4. And in lane 1 from Warrington Warriors, we have Tyler Melbourne Smith. Lane 2, Adam Ackett from Bolton Metro. Lake Kerslake from Oldham Aquatics in 3, Sam Horrocks, City of Manchester in 4. His teammate Neil Wiley in lane number 5, Samuel Goonbank from Cockermouth in 6, Sean Penter from Dronston in 7, and Ronan Greening from Cockermouth in lane number 8. It's our 2 City of Manchester swimmers. Again in this heat, we're having the best of the swims as they come down into the finish. 55.90, 56.57, with Luke just finishing in 3rd place. We have the confirmation of the result as we come to the end of event 303. Next event, 304, is the women's open 100 metres freestyle. There are 5 heats. Heat 1.
In lane 2, we have Samantha Lewis from Satellite. In lane 3, Emma Blair from Aqua Bears. Lane 4, Lois Postlethwaite from Barrow. Lane 5, Jessica Williamson from Wigan Best. And lane 6, Rachel Partington from City of Manchester. Lois seems to have it at the moment. It's a good battle for 2nd place. If they come up to the final turn. Lois still maintaining that metre lead, with Emma coming in 2nd place and Jessica in 3rd. We'll just wait for confirmation of that result. And there we have it, and we'll move on to heat number 2.
This heat 2, lane 1, Amelia Mardle from Ulverston, lane 2, Rebecca Amore from Coburn, Kirsten Dronsfield, City of Manchester in 3, Emily Conway, a teammate in lane 4, Anna Dutton, Leyland Barracudas in 5, Lily Duckworth from Pioneer 79 in 6, Emily Unsworth, City of Manchester in 7, Lisa Blackshaw from Winsford down here in lane number 8. Looks like there's a battle between Lily Duckworth and Anna Dutton in lanes 5 and 6. At the minute, it's Anna Dutton that's got the slight advantage as we come down underneath the flags. Anna just cruising into the finish. She takes it from Lily Duckworth, and then Rebecca Amore from Copeland over there in lane number 2. And now we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to heat number 3. The first 25, Megan Hughes from Trafford Metro. Turn first from Holly White. And Grace Farr from Winsford in lane 3. And, at the halfway turn, it's Jessica Smith from the City of Manchester. That has the slight edge now. Not much though. We're only talking half a second between everybody. Through 75, it's Holly White who's just edging out as she comes down into the finish, half a body length over Jessica Smith and Grace Farr. And wait for the confirmation of the result. There we have it as we move on to heat number 4.
We have the finalists for the men's open 100 metres butterfly. The 16 and under age group, Jack Howard from Preston, Samuel Greenbank from Cockermouth, Ellis Cleworth from City of Liverpool, Ewan Wilson from City of Salford, Adam Jones from City of Manchester, Thomas Dugdale from Carnforth, Sean Penter from Droylsden, Adam Newell from City of Salford. The reserve finalists are Jay Cushion from Winsford and Benjamin Havers-Strong from Burnley Bobcats. In the 17 and over age group, the finalists are Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, Sam Horrocks from City of Manchester, Jamie Ingram from City of Manchester, Thomas Payne, City of Manchester, Neil Wiley, City of Manchester, and Luke Kerslake from Oldham Aquatics. Head coaches and team manager, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not intend to compete.
And there we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to our last heat, heat number 5. As we get this final heat underway, we just have a disqualification to announce in the previous heat. So event 304, heat for lane 5 was disqualified. So previous heat, heat 4, lane 5 was disqualified. As we come down to the halfway turn, Charlotte Rents from City of Liverpool showed a slight advantage over Emily Lawrence from Preston. And Jessica McDonough, her teammate, down here in lane number 8. And over on the far side, Lara Gruter. She takes third place. Charlotte Rents from Jessica. So Liverpool 1-2. City of Manchester in third. And there we have the confirmation of the results, as that brings us to the end of event 304. The next event, event 305, is the men's open 50 metres breaststroke. And there are 3 heats. We start with heat number 1. As we come down into the finish, it's Jack O'Brien from Ken & Young. First person, sub 30 seconds from Dakota Ravatali, and then we have confirmation of the result as we move on to heat 2. First to break was Jack Roberts. It's up to the turn, Samuel Goldrick from Oldham Aquatics. Get there first, and he's a body length lead as he comes down this final 25 under the flags. He's got about a metre lead over Jack Roberts. And Daniel Kinsella. That was the 1, 2, 3. Have confirmation of that result as we move on to heat 3. lane 1, we've got Finley Quayle from Copeland, 2, Zach Fielding from Crew Fly, sorry, 3, Zach Fielding from Crew Flyers, Robert Cowley, City of Manchester in 4, William Murray from Winsford in 5, James Rolliston from Trafford Metro in 6, Adam Ackett from Bolton Metro in 7, and Matthew Rooney from Everton in lane number 8. And as we come down into the finish, it's Robert Cowley from Zach Fielding and Will Murray. And that's your 1, 2, 3. And there's the confirmation of the result as we move on to our next event, which is event 306, the Women's Open 50 metres butterfly. There are 4 heats. Heat 1. And just a reminder that if you want to get your live results and the streaming, it is at live.swimnorthwest.org and Twitter at Swim England Northwest or Swim England NW hashtag Northwest Champs 18. This first heat in lane 3, Alexander Carr from Blackpool Aquatics, Jodie Gittins and Wigan Best in lane 4, Lois Cronshaw from Pioneer 79 in 5, and Rebecca Walsh from City of Salford is in lane number 6, and it looks like Rebecca probably just has the edge as they come down into the finish. First heat, sub 30 seconds. She takes it, and there's confirmation of that result as we move on to heat number 2. At the turn, it was Chiara Tomasello from Charlotte Rents. Into the finish, it is Chiara from Charlotte Rents, from Libby Manning, down here in lane number 8. Let's wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it as we move on to heat number 3.
The finalists for the Women's Open 100 metres freestyle in the 16 and under age group: Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston, Gabrielle Melbourne-Smith from Warrington Warriors, Jessica McDonough from City of Liverpool, Charlotte Wrens from City of Liverpool, Chiara Tomasello from City of Manchester, Holly White from City of Liverpool, Jessica Smith, City of Manchester, and Meadow Dronsfield, City of Manchester. The reserve finalists are Anna Dutton from Leyland Barracudas and Olivia Heron, Stockport Metro.
We have confirmation of the result for heat number 3 as we move on to our final heat, heat 4.
The finalists for this 17 and over age group in the women's open 100 metres freestyle: Hannah Head, City of Salford; Lucy Fairbanks, City of Manchester; Grace Farr, Winsford; Lara Gruter from City of Manchester; Emily Lawrence, Preston; Sydney Bairstow, Blackpool Aquatics; Emma Jones, City of Salford; Megan Hughes, Trafford Metro. Reserve finalists: Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro and Samantha Lewis from Satellite.
We have confirmation of the result, and that brings us to the end of the women's 50 butterfly as we move on to event 307, which is the men's open 200 metres backstroke. And there are 5 heats. And we start, as we do always, with heat number 1.
The finalists for the men's open 50 metres breaststroke in the 16 and under age group: Luke Hoy from City of Salford; William Fidalgo Hull from Cockermouth; James Rolliston from Trafford Metro; Dakota Rabatali in Burnley Bobcats; Daniel Kinsella, Warrington Warriors; Jack Smith from Cockermouth; Nathan Holmes from Preston; and Elliot Woodburn from Kendal. The reserve finalists are Toby Ranson from City of Manchester and Ben Makin from Pioneer 79. In the 17 and over age group, the finalists are William Murray from Winsford; Zach Fielding from Crew Flyers; Jack O'Brien from City of Manchester; Samuel Goldrick from Oldham Aquatics; Robert Cowley from City of Manchester; Keenan Young from Preston; and Jack Roberts from City of Liverpool. Head coaches and team manager reminded that you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not intend to compete.
Announcement for a coach from the City of Manchester and the City of Liverpool. If you could go through to the timing suite as soon as possible. So if we could have a coach from City of Manchester and the City of Liverpool, if they could go through to the timing suite as soon as possible, it'd be very much appreciated. Now we have confirmation of the result from Heat 1 as we move on to Heat 2. And in this Heat 2, lane 1 from Leyland Barracudas, we have James Hanford. Lane 2 is Gabriel Taylor-Rimmer from Bolton Metro. Liam Carey, big and best, is in lane 3. Christian Allen. City of Liverpool in 4. Carl McKenna from Leyland Barracudas in 5. Thomas Duxbury, Bolton Metro. In lane 6, Nathan Holmes from Preston. In lane 7, Elliot Woodburn from Kendal. He's down here in lane number 8.
We have the final for the women's finalists for the Women's Open 50 metres butterfly. In the 16 and under age group, Rebecca Walsh, City of Salford, Rebecca Amore, Copeland, Olivia Heron, Stockport Metro, Chiara Tomasello from City of Manchester, Gabrielle Melbourne Smith, Warrington Warriors, Charlotte Wrens, City of Liverpool, Hattie Varley from Burnley Bobcats, and Libby Manning from City of Liverpool. Reserve finalists are Isabel Kay from Winsford and Ella Prescott from City of Liverpool. In the 17 and over age group, the finalists are Emily Lawrence from Preston, Emma Jones from City of Salford, Jessica Calderbank from Oldham Aquatics, Emily Keys from City of Salford, and Chloe Cottam from Preston. Head coaches and team manager, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not intend to swim.
As we come down under the flags, it's going to be Carl McKenna from Christian Allen. And then Nathan Holmes. As we wait for the confirmation of the results, and there we have it, as we move on to Heat number 2. Heat number 3, sorry. first 25, Daniel Clark from Prescott, lane 5. He's come out with a storming lead into the 50 turn. He has about a 2-metre lead now over Jack O'Brien. And Sam Taylor just coming back. So it's Daniel Clark from Jack O'Brien and Sam Taylor. As we come into the halfway turn. Just on that magical 60 seconds. It's a good swim by Daniel. Looks as though he's maintaining that slight lead, although down this last 25, it's Sam Taylor that's has started to come back at him. He's had a good turn off the wall, and that 2-metre lead has disappeared to a half a body length. Into the final turn, he's still maintaining that slight advantage, but another good turn by Sam Taylor off the wall. Daniel, as we come under the flags, he is just going to maintain that lead. He finishes first from Sam Taylor, from Samuel Greenbank. Came through right at the last minute over Jack O'Brien. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. There we have it. As we move on to Heat 4. Over in lane 1, we've got Christy Hayden Callan from Garston, Bailey Harrison, City of Manchester in 2, Reese Cambridge Hughes, Trafford Metro in 3, James Cross, Wigan Best in 4, Pierce Greening, Cockermouth in 5, Declan Hall from Wigan Best in 6, Luke Adams, City of Salford, lane number 7, and Oliver Taylor. The City of Manchester down here in lane number 8. We're coming down to the halfway turn. It is James Cross from possibly Declan Hall. It is Declan Hall from Pierce Greening. James that's stretching out that lead now over Pierce Greening, who's come through into that second place and at the 150 turn. Pierce is just coming back, but it looks as though James has just eased off slightly, knowing that he's got this one in the bag. comes down into the finish. Pierce taking the second place, and then Bailey Ersin coming through into that third place as we wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it as we move on to our final heat, Heat 5. So in our final heat, we've got Ben Jenkinson from Cockermouth over in lane number 1, Harper Whitehead from Dane Valley in 2, Ronan Greening from Cockermouth in 3, Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79 in lane 4, Billy Dewars from Preston in lane number 5, Ellis Cleworth, City of Liverpool in 7, and Alex Campbell from City of Manchester down here in lane number 8. But at the halfway, it was Billy with about a second lead over Aaron Bostock in second place. Just on that magical 60 seconds. And through the 150 turn, he's managed to stretch that lead out more. Slight difference in stroke, short punchy stroke from Billy Dewars as opposed to long strokes from Aaron and Ronan. .203.83. Very good swim by Billy. There we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to our next event, which is event 308, the Women's Open 400 metres individual medley. And there are 2 heats. It's Heat 1.
In lane 2, we have Charlotte Howman from Winsford. Lane 3, Emily Conway from City of Manchester. Lane 4, Olivia Sheehan from Wigan Best. Lane 5 is Lois Keys from City of Liverpool. In lane 6, Sophie Huggan from Cockermouth. And in lane 7, Ebony Brown from Dane Valley. Olivia turns first after the butterfly leg. And into the backstroke, closely followed by Emily and Lois in lanes 3 and 4. It's all very close in this backstroke leg. Girls going stroke for stroke. Lois just edging closer to Olivia. It's all very, very tight as they turn. Looks like Lois and Emily are just edging forward now. Emily touches first, and then Olivia, as we go into the breaststroke phase. Lois seems a metre or so in front as we come to the second turn. Now it's a body length in front. Lois is stretching this lead out. To come down the final breaststroke leg. Lois turns in first place for the freestyle, followed by Emily and Olivia. And now it's a race to the finish line. Lois is approximately 4 to 5 metres in front as they come to the last 50. Olivia and Emily turn together and be tight for second place, I think. Looks like Lois has got this tied up. She turns for the final length. Olivia and Emily turn together. To come under the flags, Lois takes this one. It's very, very close for second place. And it's Emily who gets second with Olivia in third. We'll just wait for confirmation of that result. And there you have it, and we move on to Heat 2. The finalists for the men's open 200 metres backstroke in the 16 and under age group: Kyle McKenna from Leyland Barracudas, Harry Robinson from Preston, Samuel Greenbank from Cockermouth, Pierce Greening from Cockermouth, Rowan Greening from Cockermouth, Toby Hill from Prescott, Ellis Clewith from City of Liverpool, and Christian Allen from City of Liverpool. The reserve finalists are Ben Jenkinson from Cockermouth and Zach Smith-Shelley from Burnley Bobcats. The finalists for the 17 and over age group are Declan Hall from Wigan Best, Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79, Daniel Clark from Prescott, James Cross from Wigan Best, Billy Dewhurst from Preston, Samuel Taylor, City of Manchester, Bailey Hairston from City of Manchester, and Jack O'Brien, City of Manchester. The reserve finalists are Rhys Cambridge Hughes from Trafford Metro and Harper Whitehead from Dane Valley. Head coaches and team manager, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you do not wish to compete. In this heat number 2, we have Megan Lever from Pioneer 79 in lane 1, Alexandra Stringer from City of Manchester in 2, Erin Hoyland from City of Manchester in 3. In lane 4, Jennifer Green from Wigan Best, Rachel Hornby from Wigan Best is in 6. In lane 7, Mattia J. Oliver from Wigan Best, and in lane 8 is Anna Dutton from Leyland Barracuda. Turning in first place after the backstroke leg, we have Erin Hoyland, then Mattia J. Oliver in second place, and Megan Lever in third. Erin turns in first place, then followed by Megan. Rachel Hornby is having a good breaststroke leg in lane 5, coming through to challenge for third place. As Megan's lead is being reduced by lane 1 by Erin's lead, sorry. Turn for the freestyle leg. Erin in first place, Megan in second, and Jennifer Green in third place. As they turn for the last 50, we have Erin in first place, closely followed by Megan. And coming through into third place is Rachel from Wigan Best. It looks going to be very close for first place between Megan and Erin. Very close indeed. Who's going to get the touch? Megan gets the touch from lane 1, followed by Erin and Jennifer Green. We'll just wait for confirmation of that result. And there you have the confirmation. We now move on to the event 309, the men's open 1500 meters freestyle, heat number 1. In this heat, in lane 3, we have One Eye Tam from City of Manchester. In lane 4, Jay Bolton from City of Salford, and Rory Armitt from Winsford. We'll just wait for the confirmation on that result. And there you have it, and we move on to Heat 2. In this heat, we have in lane 1, Ben Porter from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 2, Max Adams from City of Salford. In lane 3, Harper Whitehead from Dane Valley. In lane 4, Elliot Pickford from City of Manchester. In lane 5, Ben Smith from Wigan Best. In lane 6, Henry Oliver from Winsford. Lane 7, Thomas McCarthy from City of Salford. And in lane 8, Bailey Reid from Blackpool Aquatics.
And then we have the results of our second heat of that 1500 metres. Elliot Pickford from City of Manchester taking that. That brings us to the end of normal competition for this morning. Our next series of events are the finals from this morning's events. And our first final is for the men's 16 years and under 100 metres individual medley final. And in lane 1 from the City of Chester, Frankie Dockin-Smith. Lane 2 from City of Liverpool, Alex Thompson. Lane 3 from the City of Liverpool, Ellis Cleworth. Lane 4 from Cockermouth, Pierce Greening. Lane 5 from Cockermouth, Jack Smith. Lane 6 from Winsford, Jay Cushion. In lane 7 from Winsford, Ethan Wright. And in lane 8 from Bolton Metro, Thomas Duxbury. And they're your finalists for the men's 16 years and under 100 metres individual medley final. Down this first leg is Jay Cushion from Winsford, from Jack Smith and Pierce Greening. But as we come down to the end of the backstroke leg, there's not much between any of them, probably just even half a second. Into the breaststroke leg, and it's still Jay Cushion from Pierce Greening. And Ellis Cleworth turning in third place, but as we come out into the freestyle leg, it's still Jay Cushion from Pierce Greening. As we come under the flags, it looks as though Pierce might just get it. It's going to be on the touch. It is Pierce Greening from Jay Cushion and Jack Smith. As we wait for the confirmation of the results, and there we have it, as we move on to our next final, which is the men's 17 years and over 100 metres individual medley final. In lane 1 from Trafford Metro, Reese Cambridge Hughes. Lane 2 from Warrington Warriors, Alex Watkinson. Lane 3 from City of Manchester, Robert Cowley. Lane 4 from City of Manchester, Sam Horrocks. Lane 5 from City of Manchester, Thomas Payne. Lane 6 from Preston, Billy Dewars. And in lane 7 from Wigan Best, James Cross. And they're your finalists for the men's 17 years and over 100 metres individual medley final. Down the first 25 is Sam Horrocks from Robert Cowley and Thomas Payne. It's Sam just moving away gradually all the time onto the breaststroke leg with probably about a 2 metre lead now. Still second place, fight for second place is not guaranteed. It's Sam Horrocks out in front from Robert Cowley. Thomas Payne, Billy Dewhurst. City of Manchester, 1, 2, 3. As we wait for the confirmation of the result, and there we have it. As we move on to our next final, which is the women's 16 years and under 200 metres breaststroke final. In lane 1, from City of Salford, Lucy Dixon. Lane 2, from Carlin Aquatics, Jess Procas. Lane 3, from Aquabears, Lucy Canavan. Lane 4, from Wigan Best, Rachel Hornby. Lane 5, from City of Manchester, Olivia Clare. Lane 6, from Wigan Best, Jennifer Green. Lane 7, from City of Manchester, Emma Dixon. And in lane 8, from Pioneer 79, Isabel Forrest. And they're your finalists for the women's 16 years and under 200 metres breaststroke final. Down the first 25, Isabel Forrest down here in lane number 8. He's had the best of the starts, Olivia Clare, not far behind her, 4/10 of a second. As we come into the first 50 turn, it's Olivia Clare that takes over that lead from Rachel Hornby, Lucy Canavan. Down this fourth 25, down to halfway. It's very, very close now between Rachel Hornby and Olivia Clare. And it's Rachel that just turns in front of Olivia. 4/10 of a second. But it looks as though Olivia's had a good turn off the wall and she has just taken over the lead slightly. But they're going stroke for stroke as they come in to the next turn. It's still Rachel from Olivia. And at 150, it's still Rachel Hornby. Just stretching out that lead again, but another good turn off the wall by Olivia. It's going to be down to this final turn. And then down this final 25. Who's going to have the better of the turns off the wall? It looks as though it's Rachel again, but coming back to her is Olivia. And it's stroke for stroke down this final 25 as we come under the flags. It's going to be very, very close. It's going to be on the touch. It is Olivia Clare that gets it by 0.08 of a second. And there we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to our next final, which is the women's 17 years and over 200 metres breaststroke final. In lane 3, from City of Manchester, Denisa Elena Gagoo. Lane 4, from City of Manchester, Emma Day. And in lane 5, from Wigan Best, Hannah Sheehan. And they're your finalists for the women's 17 years and over 200 metres breaststroke final. As we come down to the first 50 turn, it looks like Emma Day from Denisa Elena. Hannah not far behind him, still in the third place. Just about a second behind. It's all on the second half of the race. As we come down to the halfway turn, it is Emma still out in front, now by just over a second. And then just over a second to Hannah. It looks like Emma is going away from our other two swimmers with every stroke. She's now out to about 4 meters. Still all to play, thought, for second place though. Between Denisa and Hannah. As we come through to turn 7. It's going to be Emma Day that takes the win. And down this final 25, it looks as though Denisa Elena is going to hang on to that second place with Hannah in the third, but we'll wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. As we move on to our next final, which is for the men's 16 years and under 100 meters butterfly final. In lane 1 from Preston, Jack Howard. Lane 2 from Cockermouth, Samuel Greenbank. Lane 3 from City of Liverpool, Ellis Cleworth. Lane 4 from City of Salford, Ewan Wilson. Lane 5, City of Manchester, Adam Jones. Lane 6 from Carnforth, Thomas Dugdale. Lane 7 from Droylsden, Sean Penter. And in lane 8 from the City of Salford, Adam Newell. And they're the finalists for the men's 16 years and under 100 metres butterfly final. Down the first 25, it's Ellis. It has the slight lead from Samuel Greenbank and from Cockermouth. It just takes over slightly, but good turn off the wall by Ellis. It's brought him back into that lead. On the other side of him, Ewan Wilson from the City of Salford, coming back all the time. He turns in second place at 75 metres. As we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Ellis Cleworth. It's going to be on the touch though. It's Ewan Wilson. It's less than 2/10 of a second. And there we have the confirmation of the result. As we move on to our next final, which is for the men's 17 years and over 100 metres butterfly final. In lane 2 from Oldham Aquatics, Luke Kerslake. In lane 3 from City of Manchester, Sam Horrocks. Lane 4 from City of Manchester, Jamie Ingram. Lane 5 from the City of Manchester, Thomas Payne. And in lane 6 from the City of Manchester, Neil Wiley. And they're your finalists for the men's 17 years and over 100 metres butterfly final. Down the first 25, Sam Horrocks, 11.52 from Jamie Ingram. Down to halfway, it looks like Jamie Ingram's just overtook Sam, 25.47. Into the 75 turn, still Jamie Ingram. From Sam Horrocks, from Neil Wiley. And as they come down under the flags, it's going to be Jamie Ingram from Thomas Payne and Neil Wiley. As we wait for the confirmation of the results, and there we have it. As we move on to our next final, which is for the women's 16 years and under 50 metres butterfly final. In lane 1 from the City of Salford, Rebecca Walsh. Lane 2 from Copeland, Rebecca Amore. Lane 3 from Stockport Metro, Olivia Heron. Lane 4 from the City of Manchester, Chiara Tomasello. Lane 5 from Warrington Warriors, Gabrielle Melbourne-Smith. Lane 6 from City of Liverpool, Charlotte Rents. Lane 7 from Burnley Bobcats, Hattie Varley. And in lane 8 from the City of Liverpool, Livy Manning. And they're your finalists for the women's 16 years and under 50 metres butterfly final. Down this first 25, it's Gabrielle Melbourne-Smith from Chiara Tomasello and Charlotte Rents. Out of the turn, it looks as though it's Chiara that's had the better of the turns. It's going to be very, very close between these two. Very, very close, 1/10 of a second. Chiara gets it from Gabrielle. And Olivia Heron, and we have confirmation of that result. As we move on to our next final, which is for the women's 17 years and over 50 metres butterfly final. And in lane 3 from the City of Salford, Emma Jones. Lane 4 from Oldham Aquatics, Jessica Calderbank. Lane 5 from the City of Salford, Emily Keys. And in lane 6 from Preston, Chloe Cotton. And they're your finalists for the women's 17 years and over 50 metres butterfly final. Last to break out was Emily Keys from the City of Salford, but first into the turn is Jessica Calderbank. She's straight into the stroke, off the turn, fast turnaround on the arms. Coming into the finish, she gets it, 27.71 from Emily Keys. And Emma Jones. And we have confirmation of that result. As we move on to the next final, which is for the men's 16 years and under 50 metres breaststroke final. In lane 1 from City of Salford, Luke Hoey. Lane 2 from Cockermouth, William Fidalgo Hull. Lane 3 from Trafford Metro, James Rolleston. Lane 4 from Burnley Bobcats, Dakota Ravatali. Lane 5 from Warrington Warriors, Daniel Kinsella. Lane 6 from Cockermouth, Jack Smith. Lane 7 from Preston, Nathan Holmes. And in lane 8 from Kendal, Elliot Woodburn. And they're your finalists for the men's 16 years and under, 50 metres breaststroke final. As we come down to the halfway turn, it's Dakota Ravatali from Burnley Bobcats, turning 300th of a second in front of Nathan Holmes and Daniel Kinsella. It's going to be very, very close. It looks like Dakota might just get it. It is from Daniel Kinsella and James Rolleston. And there we have confirmation of that result. As we move on to the next final, which is for the men's 17 years and over, 50 metres breaststroke final. In lane 1 from Winsford, William Murray. Lane 2 from Crew Flyers, Zach Fielding. Lane 3 from the City of Manchester, Jack O'Brien. Lane 4 from Oldham Aquatics, Samuel Goldrick. Lane 5 from City of Manchester, Robert Cowley. Lane 6 from Preston, Kenan Young. And in lane 7 from City of Liverpool, Jack Roberts. And they're your finalists for the men's 17 years and over, 50 metres breaststroke final. Down the first 25. It's between Samuel Goldrick and Robert Cowley. As though those two probably have about a body length lead now. It's stroke for stroke. It looks as though it's going to be Robert Cowley. It is from Sam Goldrick and Jack O'Brien. As we wait for confirmation of the results. There we have it, as we move on to the next final, which is for the women's 16 years and under 100 metres freestyle final. In lane 1 from Preston, Elizabeth Woodcock. Lane 2 from Warrington Warriors, Gabrielle Melbourne Smith. Lane 3 from the City of Liverpool, Jessica McDonough. Lane 4 from the City of Liverpool, Charlotte Rents. Lane 5 from City of Manchester, Chiara Tomasello. Lane 6 from City of Liverpool, Holly White. Lane 7 from City of Manchester, Jessica Smith. And in lane 8 from the City of Manchester, Meadow Dronsfield. And they're your finalists for the women's 16 years and under 100 metres freestyle final. Last to break out was Chiara Tomasello, and she's first into the turn at 25 metres, 13.07, followed by Charlotte Rents. It's going to be very, very close, this race. Charlotte turning first, just swapping with Chiara, 27.94, 28.08. Lizzie Woodcock over there in lane 1, turning in 3rd place, 28.19, not far behind. As we go through 75 metres, it's still Charlotte Renz from Chiara Tomasello, but Jessica McDonough coming through and going under the flags. It's going to be very, very close between the two, City of Liverpool. It's Charlotte from Chiara, from Jessica, and there we have confirmation of that result. As we move on to our next final, which is the women's 17 years and over 100 metres freestyle final. In lane 1, from City of Salford, Hannah Head. Lane 2, from City of Manchester, Lucy Fairbanks. Lane 3, from Winsford, Grace Farr. In lane 4, from City of Manchester, Lara Gruter. Lane 5, from Preston, Emily Lawrence. Lane 6, from Blackpool Aquatics, Sydney Bairstow. Lane 7, from City of Salford, Emma Jones. And in lane 8, from Trafford Metro, Megan Hughes. And they're your finalists for the women's 17 years and over 100 metres freestyle final. Down the first 25 was Lara Gruter from the City of Manchester, from Megan Hughes down here in lane number 8. It's lane 4 from lane 3, Grace Farr. And then Sydney Bairstow in lane number 6. But it's still Lara that has the slight edge. Our other swimmers through 75 turn, it's still Lara Gruter from Sydney Bairstow and Grace Farr. And as we come down underneath the flags, it's going to be Lara from Sydney, from Emily Lawrence. And there we have the confirmation of that result. As we move on to our penultimate final, which is the men's 16 years and under 200 metres backstroke final. In lane 1 from Leyland Barracudas, we've got Kyle McKenna. Lane 2 from Preston, Harry Robinson. Lane 3 from Cockermouth, Samuel Greenbank. Lane 4 from Cockermouth, Pierce Greening. Lane 5 from Cockermouth, Ronan Greening. Lane 6 from Prescott, Toby Hill. Lane 7 from the City of Liverpool, Ellis Cleworth. And in lane 8 from the City of Liverpool, Christian Allen. And they're the finalists for the men's 16 years and under 200 metres backstroke final. Turning together for the first 25, Toby Hill and Ellis Cleworth, 14.26. First 50, 29.76 for Toby Hill. Just managing to stretch out a slight lead, but off the wall. It looks like Rowan Greening from Cockermouth. He's come through, and at halfway it is Rowan Greening. 1.2.05. So Toby Hill's 1.2.75. Just 7 tenths. And as we come down to the 150 turn, it's Toby that has closed that gap to 0.3 of a second, and he's coming back down this ultimate last 25. It's a good turn off the wall. Pierce Greening has come through from nowhere and it's overtaken both of them, and he's going to come down into the finish. Very, very good turn off the wall down that final 25. For confirmation of that result, and there we have it as we move on to our last final of this morning's session, which is the men's 17 years and over 200 metres backstroke final. And in lane 2 we have from Trafford Metro Reese Cambridge Hughes. In lane 3 from Pioneer 79 Aaron Bostock. Lane 4 from Preston Billy Dewhurst. Lane 5 from City of Manchester, Samuel Taylor. Lane 6 from City of Manchester, Bailey Hareson. And in lane 7 from Dane Valley, Harper Whitehead. And they're your finalists for the men's 17 years and over 200 metres backstroke final. First 25 turn. It's Billy Dewhurst from Aaron Bostock and Reese Cambridge Hughes. The 50 turn, Samuel Taylor just came through into that second position, taking over from Reese Cambridge Hughes. And as we come down to halfway, it looks like Bailey has come through into second place. Billy's still out in front, but only just, probably by under 0.3 of a second. Down to turn 5. Still Billy Dewhurst. He's now starting to edge out a slight lead, probably half a body length over Bailey Hareson. He goes 1 through 150 with Just under a second's lead as they come down into the final turn. It looks like Billy's had the best of the turns off the wall, and he's now stretched that lead out to a body length. But it's going to be Billy Dewhurst from Bailey Hareson, from Aaron Bostock. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have the confirmation of that result, and that brings us to the end of our competition for this morning. As our swimmers leave the pool, it just waits for me to ask our officials to leave the pool deck.